Ladies, have you ever been with a man who seems to enjoy all the benefits of having a wife without ever actually committing to you? I'm talking about the man who loves when you cook and clean for him, who expects you to be available to fulfill his needs, but when you bring up the topic of marriage, he suddenly gets cold feet. In today's video, I want to have a candid conversation about this type of man, the commitment phobe who uses women without ever planning to commit. As women, many of you have been raised to be nurturers. You often pride yourself on taking care of others. And while this is a wonderful quality, it can also make you vulnerable to men who take advantage of your giving nature. I want to help you identify some red flags so you don't waste your precious time and energy on the wrong man. Let me say this. When you first start seeing a man, it's normal not to discuss marriage right away. You're still getting to know each other. But if you've been in a relationship for a year or longer, and he still gets visibly uncomfortable whenever you bring up making concrete plans for the future, consider it a big red flag. After 2 or more years as a couple, a man knows in his heart if you are meant to be his wife. If he still recoils from concrete timelines and next steps, chances are very high he has no true intentions of marrying you. No matter how it hurts to admit it, you must see this flag for what it is. A bright red warning sign to walk away before it's too late. Men who genuinely see you as their future wife will be excited to talk about what that future looks like, where you'll live, how many kids you'll have, what your dream home looks like. If the man shuts down every time you bring up anything beyond the next couple of months, he likely has no intentions of committing long term. Do not let yourself be strung along for years with a man who cannot or will not concretely discuss marriage. You deserve clarity. Another thing is if he frequently mentions marrying you, but with no follow-through, this too can be a problem. Some commitment-phobic men have the tendency of making promises of marriage as a manipulation tactic. They know that you want to get married, so they'll casually say things that will get you excited, but down deep, they really don't want to. They'll say things like, "I can definitely see myself marrying you someday. You're going to make such a beautiful wife." But then months and years go by, and they never take steps to actually propose. Or if you try to pin them down on a timeline, they remain vague and non-committal. Ladies, a real man does not need half a decade and 50 empty promises to decide if he wants to marry you. Unless his words are followed up with action, like actually ring shopping or setting a firm engagement timeline, assume the promises are meaningless. Perhaps the biggest red flag of all is when a man expects you to fulfill the role of a wife without offering anything in return. What do I mean by this? I'm talking about the man who expects you to cook and clean for him, do his laundry, pay his bills, run his errands, basically act like a doting housewife while he offers nothing but empty words in return. This type of man is more than happy to receive all the benefits of your caretaking without offering the lifetime commitment of marriage in return. When you question him, he might say things like, "What's just a piece of paper anyways? Isn't our commitment more important? Don't fall for this." Unless he is willing to stand before your families and God and declare his commitment, he is likely just using you. Maybe you've been patiently waiting for him for months or years, expecting him to propose once he returns from overseas, finishes school, gets a promotion, or finds a better job. But the truth is, if he wanted to marry you, none of those circumstances would prevent him from doing so. As a woman, you only have so many childbearing years left. Don't waste them waiting around for a man to man up. The instant a man starts pressuring you for the benefits of a wife without the ring, respect yourself enough to walk away. Being a real man's real wife is your heavenly birthright. Never settle. At the end of the day, marriage is a choice. No woman can force or coerce a man into marrying her if it's not what he truly wants. And the type of man who drags his feet for years, who constantly makes excuses for why he's not ready, who enjoys the benefits of a wife without the sacrifice of commitment, that is not the type of man you want to build a life with. You deserve a man who is excited to marry you, not one who needs to be pressured and persuaded. As you navigate relationships, keep these red flags in mind. Do not waste precious years of your life on a man who takes and takes without giving anything in return. You are a gem, a treasure, and deserve a man who recognizes that and treats you accordingly. It's easy to minimize differences and tell yourself you can change him or compromise your own dreams. But the more time passes, the more his true priorities are revealed. Pay close attention to the way he spends his time and energy. Does he invest in quality time with you, or is he married to his work? Does he enthusiastically discuss future plans or shrug off anything beyond next week? Listen to the language he uses when discussing relationships. Is he still hanging on to a lifelong bachelor mindset? Does he seem to pity married friends? Casually date multiple women because he isn't ready to limit his options? These are clues that his values around love and commitment are totally misaligned with yours. Don't waste precious years trying to convince a man to step up who is simply on a different life path. Walk away with dignity intact. Wait for the man who shares your faith-centered values of love, family, and lifelong devotion. He's out there searching for you too. Never let yourself be treated as an option or casual placeholder while he chases other dreams. Know your worth and hold out for the man who thanks God every day that he gets to come home to you. You deserve nothing less. The right man will not hesitate to lock you down. He will be ready and eager to call you his wife. Never settle for less than what you deserve. Your future husband is on his way. Stay strong, stay empowered, and keep your standards high. So there you have it. Thank you for watching. If you love our videos, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel.